Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Today we gonna start from verse number 51. وَنُفِخَ فِي الصُّورِ فَإِذَا هُمْ مِنَ الْأَجْدَاثِ إِلَى رَبِّهِمْ يَنْسِلُونَ. Nufikha. So waw is harfu atfin. Nufikha comes from three-letter verb. Nafakha yanfukhu. This is the active voice, the active form of the verb. Three root letters. Nafakha. So is form 1. And in the passive voice, passive verb changes from past tense changes from nafakha to nufikha, and yanfukhu changes to yunfakhu. So is nufikha is fe'lu madin majhul passive form of the verb. I have detail of the passive verb on page 30. So the passive verb is changed from, in the three-letter form 1, it can be like fa'ala or fa'ila or fa'ula with the middle letter, you see, changing from fatha to kasra to dhamma. So the three-letter root verb can have this form or this form or this form, but the passive verb is going to be only fuila. So just like nafakha changes to nufikha. So in the passive voice of the verb, the doer file of the verb is not specified, and the maf'ul takes is harka. And as we know that file has dhamma. So in the passive verb, the maf'ul takes the dhamma. In the active verb, the maf'ul is mansub, and the file is marfu. But in the passive verb, file is not there, so maf'ul takes the haraka of dhamma. So and that's why it's called naibul file. So if we go to the verse, so you see nufikha is blown. Who is doing it? Of course Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but it's not specified. But so fis suri is jarun wa majrur. So jarun wa majrurun. So this is in the trumpet. Blown in what? In the trumpet. So actually this maf'ul becomes the naib file. So in this case we will say fi mahalli rafin, in place of rafa, naib file. Fa is harfu atfin. Iza is harfu fujaya, means iza of surprise. Then lo. Hum is zamirun munfasilun mubtada. Hum, they is detached pronoun. Minal ajdasi, again jarun wa majrurun. Min harfu jar, ajdasi ism majrur is a kasra here. So ajdasi is actually the noun, plural of the noun jadasun ajdasun. So is a broken plural. Jama taksir. So ism majrur bil kasrati, we see that kasra here. So minal ajdasi jarun wa majrurun. Ila, again ila is harfu jar. Rabbi ism majrur, and we see the kasra here on the word Rabbi. So Rabbi is a majrur wa lamutu jarrihi al kasratu wa huwa mudaf, and then Rabbi becomes mudaf, and him is zamirun muttasilun mudaf alayhi. Lord of them, to their Lord or Lord of them. So yansiluna is actually again three-letter. Nasala, yansilu, form 1. So yansilu is fe'lun mudari'un marfu'un, and fe'l mudari has to be either marfu or mansub or majzoom. But when you see noun here, the presence of noun mean is the marfu form. Let's see the table Nasala Yansilu, how that changes, how Yansilu changes to Yansiluna on page number 195. So huwa nasala past tense, huwa yansilu present tense, huwa yansilu, huma yansilani, hum yansiluna. So hum, this is the file for yansiluna. Filuhu hum. Well, jumla fi mahalli rafin khabar hum, and we see that there was a mubtada here. So when there is a mubtada, has to have some khabar. So khabar is this this jumla is the khabar for hum. So you can see detail about mubtada khabar on page 19. So they rush. In other words, they rush. A complete sentence. They rush. Nufiha, the table is on page 194. I didn't show you the table because it's the just the huwa form is used. So, but the detail is on page 194 for nafakha yanfuhu. The same table can be used for nufiha yunfahu. Just you have to change the na to with the nu and yanfuhu with the yunfahu. So the simple translation would be and just one thing more to remember here is that you see nufiha is the past tense. In Quran, the incidents of the hereafter, they are mentioned in the past tense, but the translation is done in the present tense. Probably the past tense is used because they already in the knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it's in already, he knows that this is going to happen. So for him probably this has already happened. So but we in the translation we will do in the present tense. So that's why nufika I like translated here like is blown. Literally is was blown. So when the trumpet is blown in the trumpet, then lo whom they from their graves, whom from the graves, ila rabbihim to their Lord, yansiluna, they will be rushing. In other words, when it's blown in the trumpet, they all means we all are gonna be to our Lord. We're gonna be rushing to Him. So I have this translation here, verse number 52. Qalu ya wailana man basana min markadina haza ma wa'ada ar-rahmanu wa sadaqal mursalun. So kalu is actually coming from verb kala yakulu, form 1. So kalu, huwa kala, huma kala, hum kalu has come many times. 137 on page 137. There is a table. So you see that when kalu comes for hum, so kalu is failu madin wa failuhu hum. Ya wailana, so ya is particle for calling, call harfu nida. Wailun is actually waila because of ya. So is manada mansub, walamatu nasbuhu al fata, and na is mirun mutasilun mudaf alayhi. So when ya is used with mudaf alayhi, it makes it mansub. Like you see, we know the name Abdullah. When you use ya with that, it becomes ya Abdullah. And similarly, Abu Bakr with ya becomes ya Abu Bakr. So similarly, ya wailana, wailu changes to waila. Woe to us. So they said, or they will say, that time they will say, woe to us. Again, is past tense used, but we will do the translation in the present tense. Man, who, man is ismu istifham, is coming as mubtada here. Basana. So basana, the verb is basa yabasu, form 1, 3 letters, baasa. And let's go through the table of basa yabasu, page 196. So this is the fuwa form used, basa yabasu. Is not, this baasna is not used because this is basana, so only the huwa form is used. So the na here is not a file here. Let's see, let's go back to the verse. So basa is actually failu madin wa failuhu huwa, is not nahnu, because then it would have been baasna. So then what is na? Na is mirun muttasilun. It has a sukoon here. When there is no haraka, that means there is a sukoon. Zamirun muttasilun mabni ala sukoon fi mahalli nasbin maf'ul bihi. So na is what? Maf'ul bihi, because attached pronoun, they are mabni, they don't show their ending or they don't change their ending. So when otherwise any noun that changes the ending will become nasab for maf'ul bihi, but because na doesn't change, so that's why we will say mabni, it is mabni, and ala sukoon, with the sukoon, and then fi mahalli nasbin, in place of nasab, maf'ul bihi. So it's maf'ul bihi. So is not, if it's basna, then the translation would be we raised, but here we are not file, we are maf'ul. Somebody will raised us or will raise us. So us is maf'ul bihi. So they will say woe to us, who raised us? Man basana, who raised us? Complete sentence. Then this basana becomes, this jumla is khabar for man, who raised us. Complete sentence. Min harfu jar. Min is the particle that changes the noun to majroor, to makes it is a majroor, and we see that markadi, min markadi. So this kasra sign means is a majroor, actually is markadun, but it changes to it should be markadin, but it cannot be markadin because then it also acts as a mudaf, and na is mudaf alayh. Means our resting place or resting place of ours. So when you see that combination is mudaf alayh combination. So markadi is ism majroor, and the alamatu jarihi al kasra. So this kasra means this shows that is ism majroor. Then it becomes mudaf, and na is mirun muttasilun mudaf alayh. So haza ismu ishara mubtada lil kareeb. This is for pointer for the near things. Haza, this is also mubtada, jumla ismiya. So when you see mubtada khabar, then means jumla ismiya. Ma ism mawsul bimani allazi, that means allazi. So haza ma is complete sentence, this is the one. So this ma is khabar for haza, this is the one, means this incident is the one. Wada, so here is another verb, wada yaidu, 3 letter, wa'ada. So this should be fatah here. Wa'ada yaidu, form 1, failu madin. He promised, is actually, he is not file here because the file is coming after. So we should say here promised. Who promised? The most merciful. You see here, Ar-Rahmanu. When you see a noun with the rafa after the verb, that means that is the file for this verb. So the most merciful promised. So Vada, promise, Rahmanu, the most merciful. File marfu bid dhamma, and file has to be rafa. So Ar-Rahmanu, this is who is there. So the most merciful promise. Wasadaka, and spoke truth, because the file is the mursilun. So and sadaka, again another verb. Sadaka yasduku, form 1, page, the table is on page 198. Vada, the table for Vada Yaidu is on page 197, but this Hua version is used, so I'm not taking you over there. Same for Sadaka Yasduku, form 1. So Felu Madin, and spoke the truth. Who spoke the truth? Who is the file here? Al Mursaluna. Is Al Mursaluna Rafa? It has to be Rafa, otherwise it cannot be a file. So we have to go through the table first. So actually is plural. The singular is mursalun and the plural is mursaluna. So let's go through the table and see if it's really in the rafa form. If mursaluna in the rafa form, page 4. I have the same example here, mursalun. So mursalun, mursalan, mursalin for one messenger, rafa form, nasab form, jar form. For dual, mursalani, mursalaini, mursalaini. So this is musanna, dual form, two messengers in the rafa form, mansub and jar form. And in the plural, mursaluna, in the nasab form, mursalina, and the jar form, mursalina. So you see here is rafa and is plural, 2 plus messengers. So mursaluna is rafa and is the file, and is the file for sadaka. The messenger spoke the truth. So you see how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is connecting this verse from the beginning of this surah, when the messenger came to the nation and they rejected them. So once those people will raise from their graves, they will say, who raised us up? And then they will remember that, that is what the most merciful promised, and the messengers were not lying, they were speaking the truth. So then al mursaluna file marfu wa alamatu rafihi al waw. So when you see waw here, that means this is the rafa form, because nasab and jar form has ya in there. So if you go to the table again, you will see that this waw means is the rafa form. So alamatu rafihi is al waw. So this waw, presence of waw means is the rafa form. Liannahu jama muzakkar sa, because this is regular sound plural. Okay, so let's translate this verse. Kalu, they said, or they will say, Ya wailana, woe to us, man basana, who raised us, min markadina, from our resting place, haza, ma, this is what, Wada Rahmanu, the most merciful promised, wasadakal mursaluna, and the messengers, they spoke truth. Verse number 53. In kanat illa sayhatan wahidatan faizahum jamiyun ladaina muhzaruna. So in is harfu nafi, means not. Kanat, coming from kana yakunu, huwa kana, huma kana, hum kanu, hiya kanat. So is hiya kanat. You can see that table on page 159. So you see here, kana, kana, kanu, kanat, hiya, kanat. Why is hiya version used? Because it has to be related to some feminine thing. Let's see what is that. Sayhatan, you see that the marbuta here, that means that is a feminine noun. So this kanat is referring to sayhatan. So not kana yakunu is was, so his kanat is past tense. Fe'lu madin naqisun ismuhu zamir fihi hiya. So I just showed you that hiya, kanat is the hiya version of the verb. So illa except harfu istisna, sayhatan a blast, khabar kana mansoob, for inna ismu kana is mansoob and khabru kana marfu. For kana ismu kana is marfu and khabru kana is mansoob. So ismu kana was hiya and khabru kana is sayhatan and is mansoob. Walamatu nasbuha al fatah. So this, you see the fatah sign there. Wahidatan, wahida is actually, this is the naat, this is for this is manut, so it's naat manut combination. You see the if this is feminine, this is feminine, this is nakira, this is nakira, this is singular, this is singular, this is tan, this is tan. So you see it follows all the properties here. So single blast, single is the quality of the blast, so it's the sifa for this blast. So sifa mansuba walamatu nasbuha al fatah, same description. Faiza al fa'u harfu atfin means then. Again iza is harfu fujaya, iza of surprise. Hum is mubtada, again zamirun munfasilun is not attached to anything, so is zamirun munfasilun mubtada. They, jamiyun is khabar for whom, and is marfu bid dhamma. This we see dhamma here. Ladaina, lada is zarfu zaman or makan. It can refer to place or time. So ladaina means before us, and means that time, the time of yawmul qiyamah. Hunaka mana yahzuruna yawmul qiyamah, they will present in the yawmul qiyamah. So it's referring to that time or that place in front of, literally in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So zarfu zaman or makan, or means or, and what is na, zamirun muttasilun, and is again fi mahalli jarin, in place of jar, because zamir muttasil, because mudaf alayhi has to be jar, so it's mudaf alayhi before us. So they are all together before us. Muhzaruna, present. So muhzaruna comes from ahzara yukhziru, form 4. You see hazara, this 3 letter, and if you add hamza before it, it becomes form 4. So ahzara yukhziru, the ism file is muhzirun, this is muhzarun. So muhzarun is ism maf'ul. And how muhzarun changes to muhzaruna, again you have to go to the table of the sound jama muzakkar salam. Let's go and try this muhzarun over there, page 4. So replace mursalun with muhzarun, muhzarun, muhzaran, muhzarin, muhzarani, muhzaraini, muhzaraini, muhzaruna, muhzarina, muhzarina. So this will become muhzaruna. So those who's going to be present, so is maf'ul. Sifa li jamiin, so this is the sifa of the jami, this noun. and so this noun is, you see here, is plural. So this is plural. This is no al means nakira. So following it, so this noun is also following it, this manut. So marfu, this is also marfu. Again, I just show you that muhzaruna, just presence of waw means this is the marfu form. Marfu misluha, mislu jamiyun, wa lamatu rafiha al waw liannahu jama muzakkar, because this is jama muzakkar salam. So nothing but, so you see, nothing but illa, except, is going to be a single blast, wahidatun sayhatan wahidatan, single blast, then lo, whom, they are all together before us present. So that is the simple translation. Let's also do verse number 54. Fal yawma la tuzlamu nafsun shayyan wa la tujzauna illa ma kuntum ta'maluna. So faw again, when faw comes means this is just describing the series of incidents, then. So then what, faw harfu atfin, then al yawma zarfu zama, that day, that time of the judgment, day of judgment. La is harfu nafi. Tuzlamu is actually comes from the verb, 3-letter verb, zalama yazlamu, but this is tuzlamu. This is, so yazlamu will make it, let's go to the table of yazlamu first on page 199. So you see here zalama yazlimu. Let me go back. So is actually yazlimu. So yalama yazlimu, and then it changes to this is the active form. It changes from zalama, changes to zulima, and yazlimu changes to yuzlamu. So let's go to the table now, page 199. So zalama yazlimu, huwa, you see here, huwa yazlimu, huma yazlimani, hum yazlimuna. So here is tuzlamu. Let's go back. So you see, for zalama yazlimu is going to be huwa yazlimu, huma yazlimani, hum yazlimuna, hiya tazlimu. Let's this is the active verb. Let's change this to passive form. This zalama changes to zulima, yazlimu changes to yuzlamu. So let's assume this is yuzlamu. Huwa yuzlamu, huma yuzlimani, hum yuzlamuna, hiya tuzlamu. You see here, this will change to tuzlamu. So just to keep the same pattern, just change the haraka. This will be if this changes to yuzlamu in the past tense, in the passive form, so this will also change to tuzlamu. So this is what we see here, tuzlamu. So zalama changes to zulima, yazlimu changes to yuzlamu. So huwa yuzlamu, huma yuzlamani, hum yuzlamuna, hiya tuzlamu. So it's tuzlamu. Victimized, will be victimized. So it's past tense. So failun mudariun mabni lil majhul. So this is the present tense, and is this oo, when you see oo sound here, that means is the marfu form, and is majhul is the passive form bid dhamma. So marfu bid dhamma, I just showed you the table. And then again in the passive form, in the passive verb, there is no file, and the maf'ul takes the haraka of the file, which is dhamma, and becomes naib file, you see. So who will not be victimized? Nafs, any soul, anybody. So nafsun is naib file marfu bid dhamma. So this is becomes naib file. This is not file. This for this passive verb, this is the naib file. So no soul will be victimized that day. Shayyan, about anything. So this is maf'ul and is maf'ul mutlaq. There are different types of maf'ul. Is like zulman, which comes from the same verb. Zalama yazlimu is like zulman. So on page 47, let's go through it again. So maf'ul mutlaq is absolute object. This is the verbal noun from the same root verb. It most likely is the same root verb, but it can be from a different verb. Just like nazzala, if the maf'ul is used, if tanzilun is used, then is maf'ul mutlaq. So in this case is shayyan is actually like zulman. So this is this can be like a maf'ul mutlaq, and is mansub. This is mansub. Maf'ul has to be mansub. Wala and waw harfu atfin, la harfu nafi. Tujzauna, another verb. So the verb is jaza yajzi. This is the active form, 3 letters, and yajzi. So but this is not, if it's come from yajzi, is gonna be, let's go through the table first. Page 200. So jaza yajzi, huwa yajzi, huma yajziyani, hum yajzauna, hiya tajzi, huma tajziyani, hunna yajzina, anta tajzi, antuma tajziyani, antum tajzauna. But it's not tajzauna, it's tujzauna. So because jaza in the active passive change to juziya, and then yajzi changes to yujza. So huwa yujza, huma yujzayani, hum yujzauna, hiya tujza, huma tujzayani, hunna tujzaina, anti tujza, antuma tujzayani, antum tujzauna. So this tajzauna changes to tujzauna for the passive verb tujza, yujza. So yujza with antum, it will be tujzauna, which is this tujzauna used here. You all will be rewarded. So is for, so antum is who will be rewarded? You all. So you all is maf'ul, but in the passive verb it becomes naib file. So tujzauna fe'lun mudari'un lil majhul marfu, and is marfu form because presence of noon. Mansoob and majzoom form of the fail mudari doesn't have noon. So presence of noon is means this is the marfu form, and is majhul, and the damir antum is naib file. I just explained. So illa has come again, harfu is tisna, ma is again the one, is a masul allazi, and is maful bihi, rewarded, the one. Who gonna be rewarded? The one, accept the one. So is maful. Kuntum kana yakunu, again kana yakunu, fail madin huwa kana, huma kana, kanu, kanat, kanata, kunna, kunta, kuntuma, kuntum. So this kuntum is you wanna see the table, page 159. You see, kana, kana, huwa kana, huma kana, hum kanu, hiya kanat, huma kanata, hunna kunna, anta kunta, antuma kuntuma, antum kuntum. So, antum kuntum. So, this is the kuntum here. Fi'lu madin. This kana is a naqis verb. Wadmir fihi ismuha. So, which is what? Antum. So, you can say ضمير فيه أنتم اسمها اسم كان. تعملون. So تعملون comes from the verb amila yamalu, form 1. So let's see how yamaluna changes to tamaluna. Page 167. So you see here huwa amila, huma yamalu. Huwa yamalu, present form. Huwa yamalu, huma yamalani, hum yamaluna, hiya tamalu, huma tamalani, hunna yamalna, anta tamalu, antuma tamalani, antum tamaluna. So this is for antum tamaluna. So fa'iluhu is antum, you used to do. Failun mudariun marfoon bi subuti noon. So again the presence of noon means is the rafa form of the fail mudari. Fa'iluhu antum wal jumla fi mahalli nasbin khabru kana. So ismu kana was antum and khabru kana is the jumla. So simple translation would be that then that day means that day of judgment. La tuzlamu, not be victimized. Nafsun, any soul. No soul will be victimized. Shayyan, about anything, means about anything there will be no victimization that day. Wala tujzauna, and not, any soul will not be rewarded except ma kuntum, what you all tamaluna, what you all used to be. There is nothing more or less will be rewarded other than what you used to do, and everybody will have a justice on that day, and nothing, no one will be victimized. So that is the verse number 54. I think we should start from verse 55 in the next session. So I'm going to end it here.